Okay, here we go. This is a common council meeting to be held on November 15th, 2022 at 7 p.m. This meeting is called to order. Would you please call the roll?
Alderperson Collins.
Present.
Alderperson Bailey.
Present.
Alderperson Kastner.
Present.
Alderperson Akers.
Present.
Alderperson Sarian.
Present.
Item B is opening prayer. We have the distinguished Pastor Steve Rogers from
Very
Williams
distinguished.
Church here this evening on the newly reopened 60th Street.
Yes, very excited about driving home and going over the bridge. So thank you guys, all of you, for that. I'm going to go out of my way so I can drive across the bridge. So thank you guys for the privilege of being here. Thank you guys for leading our city so well and having such a burden to care for concerns that are not necessarily your own, but are your citizens. And so we appreciate that. So let's pray. Father, we thank you for your goodness, for your hand in our lives, and even, Lord, graciously, we thank you for the beauty of this fresh fallen snow, and I'm really thankful that it's probably not going to last, but Lord, I thank you for that, and I thank you for this great city, and I thank you for the wisdom that you have given to, imparted to each of these that lead it, so I pray your hand of protection on all of our city leaders, on our police and firefighters, Lord, and all of our citizens, that we would see just a blanket of safety all through the holidays, through Thanksgiving and Christmas, that you would be with us, Lord, and lead and guide and protect our city. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Item C is the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please join me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving along. Item D, entertain a motion to approve the November 1st Common Council minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Alderperson Collins.
Second.
Second by Alderperson
Whichever.
Akers. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Under E, Mayor's Report, just a couple of things. I want to ask everyone for their patience with leaf collection. Leaves are still on the trees in some neighborhoods. Different neighborhoods have different drop rates, so if you have a lot of oak trees, the leaves are still probably on the
Yeah.
trees. I don't know, it relates, maybe Alderperson Bailey can explain the drop, or Joan, maybe. We're blessed to have Joan Stevens here this evening, the famous tree commission person. So just be patient. I know that it snowed today, and some folks have been calling with regard to why did they not plow closer to the curbs. The reason that they didn't plow closer to the curbs was not to disturb the leaf piles so that they could pick them up. We're still in the process of doing that, and we'll do that as long as we possibly can, if that makes sense. Understand that some of them are covered by snow now, but it's expected that some of that's going to melt, maybe. Want to remind everybody, and we say this every year, but the same trucks that pick up the leaves are the same trucks that snow plow. So it requires taking stuff off the big trucks, which takes a lot of time, going back and forth with that stuff. So please be patient with that. Couple other things. Want to watch for the ice rink grand opening. That'll be weather dependent. It's now in place. It hasn't been filled with water yet because some of the leaves in the tree that are right next to it haven't fallen yet. They want to wait until the very end so the leaves don't get embedded into the ice. Recently met with Dan Jansen Fest folks and our DPW folks with regard to the Veterans Memorial at Bicentennial Park. We're working on that. We hope to have something we hope to have it in place by Memorial Day of next year, depending how things go. We hosted the ICC meeting yesterday. That's Intergovernmental Cooperation Council, which includes all of the mayors and presidents in Milwaukee County and the county executive at our Greenfield Public Library yesterday. I want to thank Sheila, the librarian, our library director, for making that meeting very, very positive for everybody. I want to thank the Cousins on 51st and Howard, which is technically in the city of Milwaukee, but very, very close to Greenfield, for providing lunch for the meal yesterday. And thanks Scott and Julie for organizing that. Couple things that are important that we learned at the meeting yesterday. The levy limits that I talked about and the struggles that we're having with our municipal bills are clearly impacting the other communities in Milwaukee County, and I think throughout the state of Wisconsin. President Besson from Hales Corners introduced an item for us to take a unified approach to try to deal with those issues with our legislature and our state government. It's clearly in their hands. To that end, on Thursday, President Besson, I, and a mayor or two from Waukesha County will be meeting one of our newly elected legislators and potentially a state senator to talk about what can be done to fix that. It's a problem a long time in the making, but we're working diligently to do that. I also want to report that as of yesterday, our tax software, and I've talked about this a little bit, but there were some serious problems with the tax software that the Milwaukee County sort of was requiring us to use. I'd like to proudly report that the stuff that we have works and we'll be able to get out our tax bills this year. That wasn't assured as of June. And that's it. Aldermanic reports.
Well, I have happy news. I can talk with regards to the Park and Recreation. As everyone knows, in the Recreator, that comes 3 times a year, on the last pages, we have all the information. But we have Letters to Santa, and that's going on November 21st through December 12th, and there's 3 ways to do that. You can either come to City Hall. They're going to have a little letter writing desk set up for the kids, and a little center there, and then also a red mailbox so they can drop the letters in there for Santa. And then, or they can attend the Breakfast with Santa, but you have to sign up for that. And that is being held December 10th, 9:30 through 11:30, but I would do that ASAP.
It's already sold out.
They're sold out? I was going to say it
Granddaughter
sells
cannot
up
go.
fast.
Called
Okay.
this morning.
If you're already signed up, you can do that. Or else you can also go online, and there is a code that you'll see and on the mailbox. You can just scan that, or else you can go on to the website by visiting www.greenfieldparksrec at GREENFIELDPARKSREC, one word, .com. Also, we have the holiday tree lighting, and that is Saturday, December 3rd, and that's from 2 to 7, and that's going to be by the ice rink. And it's a free event for everybody, and it will be, the tree lighting is going to be there. We'll have a ceremony. There's free hot chocolate, but that's only while it lasts. Festival music and a beer garden, kids' winter games. There will be, Santa will be there, so there will be photos with Santa, and also a horse-drawn wagon rides we will have. And then on Sunday the 11th, from 10 to 2, we are going to have our first ever Holidays Makers Market. And we will be having various holiday gifts being made by various crafters. And they will have hot beverages there and playing some holiday music to put
Where is
everyone
that
in.
being held?
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. That is being held at the community center right next door. And then one last thing, the best thing I think going on in the city is on Monday, December 12th through Thursday, December 15th, we are going to have the Cruising Santa Claus. So,
And his
again,
posse, right? He has a posse with him.
yes, definitely. He does have a posse, a bunch of friends that are going along. And you can check that out by visiting, again, the Greenfields Park and Rec.com. There's also the code that you can scan on the Recreator. But right now they're looking at Monday. It's always going to start at 6 a.m. Also, or 6 p.m., sorry. On Monday the 12th, they're going to do the southeast end. On Tuesday the 13th, they're doing the far west. Wednesday, the 14th, they're doing the east end, and Thursday, the 15th, the north central end. And then they also, again, will have the Santa tracker, so you can see where it begins and ends, and if Santa's coming close to you. And you can kind of see him cruising in real time. And again, you can get that information when you check it out online with the Park and Recs. And that's it.
Awesome. Just any other, no tree commission report? this
Not at this time, but, Mr. Mayor.
It's kind of the slow time.
They're cutting down balsas.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Maybe we can have a report about Conkle Park.
Oh, those aren't balsas, those are
Yeah, that was the intro.
Oh,
Yeah.
bad.
So just a couple of quick announcements. 60th Street is open today. I want to thank the DOT for getting it open. Beloit, I think, is open now.
Yes,
It
it
is.
is.
And I'm not sure about Cold Spring.
Cold Spring is open.
Yep.
Cold Spring is
Yeah.
I
open.
can go
So
over the river and under the bridge.
folks were asking about why did they all open at the same time? They were all DOT contracts, and I'm guessing that the timelines on those contracts probably mirror each other. With that, I want to point out that in a couple months, the DOT will be working on removing Loomis
Yeah.
overpass, which will be
Yippee.
a challenge for the
It'll be
entire
nice,
city.
though, when it's
It'll be
done.
nice when it's done, and if you were to
You fast
walk
forward a
underneath
year
it.
now?
Huh?
I
Yeah.
don't want to fast forward.
Exactly. The other thing I wanted to point out is that the improvements at Conkle Park are well underway. Papero, the contractor, has done an amazing job, basically rechanneling the Honey Creek, whose original path was interrupted a long time ago through filling of the wetlands there. Walk it almost every day, and the pond is amazingly huge. What they're doing with the Honey Creek is amazing. Jeff has indicated to me that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trees are set to be planted there. I'm not sure if that's going to happen this fall yet, but probably in the spring, I'm guessing.
in the spring.
And I think you just got another grant as well, didn't you? Scott was mentioning something about potentially another grant for more stuff, so.
We did also ask that updated pictures be posted on the website of the process to keep everybody informed. They're gonna,
would be
I
a
know
good
Jeff said they were doing some drone shots and stuff like that, but we talked about that in Public Works about,
It would be a good
So-
idea for people to understand the scope of it.
and to see the process of what's going on,
Yep.
instead of having them trek over there in the winter.
Agreed. I'll be honest, I was a little freaked out when it first started happening.
I've
I
gotten some freaked
know.
out calls.
Yeah.
But the more that I see it, the more that I realize that it's really going to be good. I've talked to a number of people that live in the apartments next door, one of which who I graduated from high school with. And I thought, this is everyone that lives in those apartments views it as an improvement to the neighborhood. They think they have a $1 million view now, especially when it's completed. And they always viewed that part of the park as sort of wasted. It was.
Okay.
It was also pointed out to me that when I was in high school about 40 or 50 years ago, that was all farm field for the most part back then, and everything that's grown there has grown in the last few decades. I'm sure when Mr. Bailey went to high school there, he graduated after me, that it started growing.
Could have
but-
been the ice that was still forming there. Yeah.
The Ice Age, yeah, they found
mammoths.
found dinosaur bones there. It
I understand most of the stuff removed also was buckthorn.
was buckthorn, mulberry, box elder, dead ash. There's a lot of junky stuff in there, so. Huh?
400 trees taken down first.
A lot of the trees are being reused as part of the creek structure. So if you look, there's areas where fish, I forgot what they're called, fish bowls or something, but they actually put rocks and trees in the creek bed to bring it back. So it's actually kind of a neat process.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I want to
think.
thank Jeff for keeping me calm upon the original. I just want to thank you for that.
I think it's going to bring a lot of recognition to the city. I think a lot of environmental types are going to be talking about this project for a long time at the local level and at the conference level. So I know that there's a wetland group that wants to come through there now and see it in the process. So Wisconsin Wetland Association, I think, they're excited about it, so.
I also,
I'm excited about the fact that you could duplicate this at Allen Kowicki Park and do it along the Red River, because there's a lot of trees and runoff and hazards there that could be duplicated of something of this nature too.
Gotta
What's
get the
actually
grants.
interesting is between Highway 100 and the bridge.
Yeah.
We did do that. They redid,
But
It was
to
a very
drain the
small
fields,
grant.
it'd help a lot too.
but going east from the bridge.
Yeah.
All the way to Root River would be certainly helpful. I know you sent me pictures, you walk it a lot, that the river is plugged up with fallen trees and branches, that I don't think that's ever the intent. I know they want to not make the water move as fast, but I'm not sure that it's supposed to be plugged up as much. I think this is sort of a blueprint of what we can do with some of the other watersheds in our community. We have, how many do we have? 4 or 5? Almost every watershed is in our community somewhere.
Right, yeah, we got the Oak Creek watershed, the Honey Creek watershed, the Root River watershed. There's quite a few.
I'm also hopeful with this restoration project that we're able to support some more wildlife in the park.
Agree, especially coyotes.
Yeah, we want to keep those happy.
There are 2 coyote nests that I've been
Flies will probably feel.
in Conkle Park, by the way. One on the east side and one,
Well, maybe some of the deers that are over on 43rd by that power station will come our way. Because there's a herd over there in that area.
Wait till the trees get bigger for the deers.
yeah. The deer will eat the trees too.
Yes, they
before
will.
By the way, I saw the biggest deer again this year that I've ever seen in my life, on the west side of town.
Yeah, in my backyard, or which one?
No, this is the biggest deer I've ever seen in my life. Last year I saw it for the first time. It hides. It's the size of an elk. Literally, its chest is like this.
No
And
fat on it, nothing?
and he gimps along. It walks, it grunts when it walks. It's huge. Saw it again this year.
Wow.
Cool.
The rack on it is, literally like 2 or 3 feet across.
It's gotta be the same one then.
Yeah. So anyways, maybe we can invite him to the park for
Grand opening?
the grand opening.
pond.
Okay, citizen commentary. We have a special guest this evening that has some commentary. Joan Stevens is here. Joan is responsible for almost every tree in the city that the city's ever planted, for the Greenfield Beautification Committee, for Cleanup Green Up, for Arbor Day. Joan has dedicated her entire life to making the city a better place, and it's an honor to have you here this evening.
Thank you. It's good to see all you good citizens. Yeah. I want to thank you for all the work you're doing, and we're so happy that the government is being run so well lately, and it's just getting better all the time. It's really a joy. It's really a joy, anyway, to me, to see what you're all doing. Yeah.
Can you pull the mic down a little bit, too? Can you pull it down, too?
Can you hear
There.
me?
That's better, yep.
All right.
Can you repeat that part about the government being so well-run?
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay. I used to speak louder than I do now.
Good, you're good. We turned up the volume. too.
Okay, I have some good news.
Awesome.
Yes. I have here some pictures of a new sculpture for City Hall. The Beautification Committee has been collecting money all these years. We do garden tours and garden tours and garden tours. We've been doing this for years, and we've been collecting our money. And we wanted to do something with that money that really made a difference. So I thought maybe we should have a nice sculpture for the City Hall. So I've been looking for 5 years for a decent one. It's very difficult to find, but I discovered there's a woman in the Milwaukee Art Council who's in charge of that. She's the president, and also she runs the Bradley Sculpture Garden. So I called her, and I said, this is what I'd like to do. Can you help me out find somebody? So she did. So we're going to donate a sculpture. And I'm going to show you a picture. So let me see if I got enough here for you. I have 1, 2. Well, you'll just have to pass them around. Okay, I got one more, I think. The sculptor came over, I think it was last week, and we cited the site. It's going to be at the back of City Hall, because the City Hall is so used, and all the people who come to pay their bills and go to anything come in the back door now. So Dennis Vermanik is helping, and with the DPW, who do such a good job, and they're revising, or if you know, all the landscaping around the front and the back. So the back is going to have a nice landscaping plan, and this will all be part of it. Can you show the other people?
It's being
Yeah,
distributed.
It's
being
going to
passed
be-
around.
Yep.
It's 10.5 feet tall. So, and it has a really nice look to it. I think it's very cheerful. Let's see, what is it called? Stars in the Wind. Stars in the Wind. 10.5 feet tall, 5 by 4. Aluminum and epoxy primer and Emron paint. That means it's polyester paint. So it's solid, and it's aluminum. It's not iron. It will not rust, and it's fairly lightweight, but it isn't lightweight. It's very big, and it's abstract. So I hope that you're liking abstract. Finally, it takes a long while to get that in your head that, you know, abstracts mean something. Whatever it means to you is what it is. I haven't had my own thoughts about what it means. I think it looks like a spirit that's going forward, and it seems to have a little bit of a head to it and arms that reach out. I mean, that's what I see. Are you? Who? Does somebody not have it?
No, they're looking at it.
Yeah.
They have it. We have it. Mhm.
Okay. And the artist will work with the buyer to plan the concrete pad for installation. He came over here with a few of us week last, and we cited it, and everybody liked it. The artist will deliver the sculpture for installation to Greenfield City Hall and assist with the installation. He will fasten the sculpture to a concrete base with anchors, and he will store the sculpture in his studio until the concrete pad is ready for installation. The sculpture will be insured by the artist during storage, so we took care of all of that.
It's a
There
very,
was- there was
it's
a
a
lot-
beautiful, generous gift, Joan. Thank
It
you so
really
much.
is. And it reminds me of, I used to go to I can't think of the name of the city, Northern Illinois, but there are, what is? No, they have in the parks, there's several parks, and it kind of goes along the street. They have some big artwork like this.
Yeah.
And it's really beautiful.
Well, Milwaukee, you know, has sculptures all the way down Wisconsin Avenue. I go to see that every year, and I've been studying about sculpture for a long time. I did find one sculpture that I thought we were going to buy from, and because I went to France and the Mediterranean last couple of weeks ago, and I met a French sculptor who was just marvelous, and his thing was trees, of all things. And he sold sculptures of trees throughout Europe in large cities, and any kind of tree, big, small, any different species. And I thought that was very exciting. So we talked for a while, him in French and me in English, and he emailed me back and forth, and we thought that was going to be it, but then. The woman who was the president of the art council sent me this man to go see, and he lives in Milwaukee.
That's what I wanted to ask,
Yeah,
too.
he lives in
Great.
Milwaukee. So I went in his garage where he works, and I thought it was terrible. I didn't like it at all. But just the day before we were going to vote for this tree sculptor guy, Bill looked at the computer and found some more art that he did, and there was some big stuff, and really big, important stuff. So this one popped out. I said, that's it. So in May, I'm hoping the first week in May, we'll have the showing and have a little, what do you call it?
Dedication?
Okay. yeah.
Dedication, thank you, and then we'll have the unveiling. So you're all invited, and I think that'll be really exciting.
Can't
I asked
wait.
this woman if she would come, and she said sure, so.
Hey, Joan, can I
That'd
ask
be
you a
nice.
question? Where are we planning to put the sculpture? The main entrance over facing
Okay,
Forest Home?
It's
I had-
my understanding that where the milkweed statute is over here, that will probably end up going to Conkle.
it's not going to go there, though.
It's not going there anymore?
No,
It's,
no.
no, where is it going?
Well, that sculpture is going to go in another park.
Right, might go to Conkle,
I don't know.
milkweed sculpture,
That-
right?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, the milkweed sculpture goes away. And then
Goes-
goes to another park.
Likely goes to
Okay.
Conkle Park, and it'll be
Yeah.
in a similar place to the,
But it'll be a little different. It'll be on a slab. It won't be on a pedestal. And
So it'll be on the, like, health department side? of the
Yeah.
building. Okay. Okay.
So if I could have more of these pictures made if you want, but I only have 3.
no, I think this is good.
And
right?
Jeff was holding one for me in secret until tonight.
Yeah,
So I'd like to have at least one back too, so I can
absolutely.
make duplicates. Okay,
Joan's been working with Mike Dermody, DPW, Jeff Katz, Dennis, our tree guy, the
Yeah.
artist, trying to pick out a great location for it, working
see,
with the
I knew you knew.
Huh?
I knew you knew.
And maybe me a little bit.
You know.
Are we addressing any lighting on it?
Lighting of the statute?
Yes, that's going to be lit also, the artist and, what's his name? Starts with a G. The guy from DPW who was
Mike Dermody?
Mike Germany, yeah.
Yeah, it starts
He
with a
was there,
G.
and the two of them decided,
D.
yeah, we're, all about the lighting and what the pad's gonna look like and all that. So that's all taken care of with DPW already. When you do something, you gotta get everything done and be able to answer all the questions, and that's right, it's all taken care of.
So Joan has been working on this project since before 84 South was even constructed. There was some talk at one point of trying to get a sculpture on the corner of 84th and Layton.
Yeah.
And
Yes, I wanted to put in place something that would give that a sense of place, but it didn't happen. So this has been in the works maybe 5 years.
at least 5 or 6 years, right?
Yeah.
So is that?
Did a good job.
It's an awesome job.
Thank you.
It's a very generous gift, Joan.
It really is.
Thank you. Yeah, well, we didn't deplete our treasury, but almost enough to keep us operating anyway. So thank you for
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
time, and carry on your good job. Oh, I had one complaint.
A complaint?
I had to, just
Is it a
because I
leaf
have
complaint?
chance. Well, today and yesterday and the day before, there's some kind of cable going along the back of our yard and our neighbors' yards and all the way through to the pathway, and all the way and beyond. And I think must be some kind of solar cable or something. These people have big equipment, and they're running through the back of the electric power company land there where we are. Do you know where I mean?
In the big right-of-way where the big towers are?
Yeah, where the power stanchions are, and they've been coming through our yards, our neighbors' yards and our yards, with their equipment, and they didn't even let us know they were going to come.
So they can't do that, right?
And they came through our yards, and they put a couple of holes this big and this deep in our yard without asking us, and ran over our flowers, and so
Jeff, can you look at
we're
that?
kind of upset, and we can't
Yeah,
find.
we'll look into it.
And we can't
That's-
find out who it is, and we've been trying to call somebody, and we can't find out, nobody's answering. So, we need this taken care of, because, you know, and they're still there.
Yeah, there's one telecom company that is famous for working on nights and weekends and Sundays, typically with Texas plates and unidentified trucks.
Really?
But I understand this is an outfit from I think, yeah, one of the neighboring cities, Brookfield.
Brookfield?
I think so. Is
So
there?
maybe it's part of I don't know what it is. But Jeff will,
It's a big deal. They got big orange cable going through.
yeah, Jeff will look at it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sound like fiber.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Joan. And thank you for everything that you do for the city.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure. I'm so happy to do this. And it's going to be there probably as long as the city hall. Isn't that exciting?
Can't
Yes.
wait for May.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Joan.
you.
Carry on.
So we're gonna try to get through the rest of the agenda relatively quickly. Item J is new business. Item J1 is approve applications for 2022-23 operator licenses. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
By Alderperson Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 2 is to approve an application for an entertainment license for El Chili Loco for the property located 5110 West Loomis. This is all indoor, right?
No, it's not. There would be music on the outside balcony, outdoor.
Speakers on outside balcony,
I got an issue with that going on till 2 a.m.
yeah, that can't.
Isn't this the old catering
This
place?
is all Carl's.
The
yeah.
old Carl's Catering
Yeah.
place.
There's
in
apartments
Loomis
and
Edgerton.
houses over there on Edgerton that
Right.
will be affected by this.
It depends upon how loud.
Yes, but music carries differently too. The basses is usually what gets people.
Typically, the music shouldn't be outside, right? Adjacent to residential neighborhoods, live music, right? And even pipe music has to be held at a level that doesn't leave the property, right?
I mean, there's music over in the pavilions far, far, far from my house that they're doing illegally sometimes, and we can hear it perfectly well at our house, so I have some problems with the outdoor music.
For
Outside
now, until we
balcony,
get
okay.
that worked out with them.
Yeah.
Do you want to approve the indoor
I'm fine with
license and
indoor music,
discuss,
but the
and
outdoor,
discuss,
I'm-
gets more detail on the outdoor music? Okay, so I'd entertain a motion to approve the indoor component and get more information on the outdoor component.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderperson Akers.
second.
By Alderperson Collins. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 3 is approve a special use review and site plan review for that same location. It's a kind of a complicated site plan review because the intent is that someday that they're going to do some significant improvements, but until then,
Big
it's
band
get-
shell with music.
a band shell with music facing towards
Facing,
Alderperson Akers.
yeah.
Facing your house, yeah.
From the south, yeah, that's,
All those apartments first, get them all.
so,
I
That is
know,
not their intent.
I know.
I'd entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Kastner, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Akers. Could you call, because it's a special use?
Alderperson Collins?
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
4 is a special use review and site plan review for Smokers X Zone at 6229 South 27th Street. It's a change in ownership. Entertain a motion to review or to approve. Sorry.
Motion to approve.
By
I will
Alderperson
second.
Kastner, second by Alderperson Collins. Could you call?
Can we discuss? I
sure.
mean, how many of these do we have now in the city?
So I don't know how many we have, but these are not new ones. These are just changes in owners.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just
Both
want to
of
make
them,
sure.
right?
I know, it is scary.
Right.
We
That's
got
kind
a,
of like, I don't want to become the next Milwaukee with all these.
No, I don't either.
we received a phone call today inquiring about a new one going into the old FedEx building that just completely remodeled the exterior on 76th Street.
There's that one, and then the old Star Wars building, they're also talking about doing
Correct.
it there,
Yep.
so.
That we approve.
That one we approved, I thought.
That one was,
Yeah.
I mean, just so,
Thought so.
I wasn't sure that, did we approve it at the time? Or
Yeah.
was it supposed to come back with the build, okay. My
Hey,
mistake.
Glenn.
So, yeah, I agree that these things are,
I think we need to kind of, if somebody else is coming forward, maybe get an idea, like, kind of like we did with the gas stations there for a while, find out who's selling liquor. Let's find out how many of these are in the city and where they're located. So I don't want us to overpopulate this in our city.
Have no,
Becoming popular because of the possible legalization of marijuana.
I think that's
Yes.
probably the case.
I think they're trying to jump on the
That's
bandwagon.
what the big draw
It may
is.
be the purveyors.
I was told by the city attorney that that wouldn't be an automatic given. Once you had this approval, you wouldn't be allowed to do the next. Is that still a true statement?
Yeah, I would anticipate that, just as is the case in our neighboring states, Illinois, Michigan, when they approved legalized marijuana, those become licenses that they get through the state. They're highly regulated. And so I would not anticipate that every CDB store that pops up is going to be a marijuana dispensary, if that would ever get
They may
approved.
try. Yeah.
I mean, one of the issues is if you, part of the distribution, right? There's the law that it's written now for CD, right? It makes it easier if potentially your retail establishments are connected in one way, shape, or form to the distribution network.
In particular, the manufacturer side of that network.
It's kind of, so I talked to somebody that was in cell phones a long time ago, right? Before they became what they are when they were the big things, right? And taxi cab licenses were being distributed, right? So what ended up happening is once it became the thing, the big companies would basically buy up all the little distributors that had the ability to sell the big phones at the time, right? If you notice this is the same guy, right? So he's having multiple places, so at some point, potentially, if he aligned himself with a manufacturer and a larger distribution system, that he could
Sure.
potentially have places. I'm not saying that he will, I don't know. But.
Makes sense.
So anyways, let's get back to this one. Could you call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Zarian.
Aye.
5 is the special use review and site plan review for the same person at 6403 West Forest Home. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Again, this is an existing business, so it's not.
Okay, I'll second.
Kastner and Collins, would you call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Zarian.
Aye.
Item 6 is a special use review and site plan review for Rosen Honda at 6141 South 27th Street. It's a change in ownership. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
By Alderperson Collins, or a second?
Second.
By Alderperson Kastner, would you please call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Zarian.
Aye.
Item 7 is approve a CSM for a proposed combination of 2 parcels at roughly 3800 West Grange Avenue. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Kastner.
And
There's
I'll second.
Second by Alderperson Collins. Do I have to call on a CSM?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 8 is approve a resolution releasing and extinguishing a storm drainage easement on those 2 parcels. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
And I'll second that one.
By Alderperson Kastner, second by Alderperson Collins. Would you call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Zarian.
Aye.
Item 9 is to deny site plans for proposed fence at Toys for Trucks, and a business at 3515 South 108th Street. Entertain a motion to deny the plan.
Motion to deny.
By Alderperson Kastner. Is there a second?
Second.
Alderperson Akers.
Originally, when they went in there, that was a big stipulation that they had a board-on-board fence along the residential property line. And this does not provide that.
They installed their own fence, a chain link fence, and their houses are literally right next to the fence.
Yes.
So, so the denial is not only denying the fence that they installed without a permit, but the installation of a new board-on-board fence consistent with the original site plan.
Is
right?
required, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, motion was made second. All in favor?
Aye.
I
All opposed? Motion carries.
understand the chain link issue. Been there, done that.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
The only thing in this
houses.
case is that our inspection department did something that our inspector back then didn't do, didn't accept the chain link fence as a suitable replacement.
We paid for that one for many, many years.
Upwards of a decade. Yeah. This is next to ITT for everybody that wants to know.
Now it's wood.
Okay. Item 10, discussion decision to transfer unused 2022 funds from the CDA authority account to the planning commission account to a project to be used in 2023. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
And I
By
will
Alderclerk
second.
Akers, second by Alderperson Collins. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Okay, item 11 is approve a professional services contract with Zone Co. LLC for zoning ordinance consulting services. It's before you.
Right.
My name, other than I think there's some spelling errors. that-
Yeah, other than the city attorney is an idiot, but
it's-
Now, how was it changed? Or,
So they provided a contract, the city attorney created his own contract that's consistent with the contracts that the city releases.
okay.
This is in our interest. The thing that's spelled, my name is spelled wrong. That's the only thing I noticed. Just received it.
Yeah, I don't see
It's
anything
not a
wrong
big
with that.
deal.
That
Okay.
works.
It's I before you. Maybe I should just change my spelling of my name.
Yeah, that
every
would be
week.
easier, I think.
That would be an easier thing to do. Entertain a motion to approve. I want to thank Chrissy for getting this together. This is a long time in coming. So whenever you hear about NASIX codes and zoning, hopefully this,
Motion for approval.
by Alderperson Kastner, is there a
Second.
second? Second by Alderperson Akers, would you call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Item 12 is approve an agreement with the DOT accepting a grant for the design and construction of Howard Avenue Bridge. There's a cost share component associated with this. It would otherwise be our responsibility. I want to thank Jeff for
Yes.
applying for this. It was a high priority, very competitive grant process.
Can I just say that I had to look for this bridge. I was not aware there was a bridge until I really looked at it.
It's kind of like a big box culvert. It's all actually over in a creek that was called Miners Creek.
But yeah, because it's, the bridges, part of it is so far off the road, when you go down it, you don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's-
I
and
did
it's next to
too.
the cemetery. But the new, so right now it's a box culvert, and that's part of the problem. And that's why it's failing. So the new structure will be a bridge, which lasts longer, is easier to maintain.
And I'm assuming that it's going to shut down Howard Avenue there, which
And
is
it will
going to
shut
be,
down Howard Avenue for.
which is going to be
a while.
difficult for all those apartments over there, but it is
Yeah,
what
but
it is.
there's options there, I think.
Yeah, it's better to
For the betterment.
fix it than to
Better
fall
than
through it.
60th Street, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or Loomis.
Or Loomis.
Loomis.
Okay, entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make
Do
a
we-
motion to approve.
By Akers, is there a
And I'll
second?
second.
By Alderperson Collins, would you call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner. Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Okay, item 13 is approve an agreement with the DOT to pay Greenfield's share of the costs related to replacement of Loomis Road Bridge over I-894. Did you want to go, I'd entertain a motion to.
I'll make a motion
By
to approve.
Alderperson
And I
Akers,
will
second by
second.
Alderperson Collins. Did you want
Is
to go
that
through?
TIF eligible?
That's the idea, right? So that the cost would be rolled into all the financing stuff that we just did related to infrastructure costs. So this is,
Yeah.
it's a question of the timing of reimbursement and all that stuff. So some of the infrastructure includes this bridge, 43rd and Cold Spring stoplight at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the stoplight or the intersection in between Loomis and Cold Spring. Those are the big ones.
Yeah.
But it also includes things like sidewalks and the entrance on the southern end of the development near the.
Yeah, like some things are local costs, like the sidewalk and all that, and.
And this is
that
going to be
sort
a
of thing.
protected sidewalk, right?
And on the bridge, it will be, yeah, it'll be a protected sidewalk.
Where they'll have barricades or
Did we get a
whatever.
motion?
Yes.
Yes.
What'd you call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Item 14 is a resolution to amend section 405 of the employee handbook related to health insurance. This was discussed at great length that the finance committee, in essence, much of the health insurance language needs to be removed from the contract. It's being replaced in the form of a policy within our handbook. Was it Racine or Kenosha that had the big case, the WERC case, basically requiring that stuff get removed? It's going through the appellate process. There's a lot of things at play for a whole bunch of people. We've worked it out with the police department union, which is a good thing. So I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I move for approval.
And
Alderperson
I'll second.
Sarian, second by
Yep.
Alderperson Collins. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Say aye.
Aye.
Say aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
You don't have to say aye if you
You
don't
have
want
to say aye now too, Carl.
Did you say my name?
Yes.
All right, aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Item 15 is a decision to approve an agreement between the City of Greenfield and the Greenfield Police Association for the 2022 to 2024
I'll make a
contract.
motion to approve
By
it.
Alderperson Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Sarian. Quickly, the police have not
It's all right. Let him
let him have it?
No, I'm not that upset. I'm just
Okay. So
a little giddy.
Doesn't matter.
Alderperson, seconded by Alderperson Kastner. She said you got it first.
Whoever's doing the minutes can decide.
Got Kastner down.
Collins and Kastner, okay. So this settles our open contract with the police,
Yep.
the bargaining unit. So this is good that it happened this year because it's retroactive for this year. Motion was made and seconded. Would you call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Items 16 and 17 will take together. Approve the mileage reimbursements and schedules of disbursements. I'd entertain a motion to approve both items.
I move for.
Second by Alderperson Sarian this time. Is there a second?
I'll
Second
second.
by Alderperson Collins. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Item K, any future agenda items?
Is it budget?
No, budget. This,
Not yet? We're not gonna start that yet?
we won't start that until.
Just checking, just checking.
There's a couple things that are kind of critically important, so, I mean, we have to make sure all our expenditures are in for the year to see where we are with regard to reserves and all that stuff, and how much money gets rolled over, and
about it.
hopefully we did good this year. But then it's the audit for January and February, and then by March, we start the budget again. And hopefully the legislature will have provided some relief to us. The non-rep agreement, the city attorney resolution, the prosecutor resolution, or whatever that is all on the finance committee meeting. That's a week from Wednesday, not Wednesday of next week, but the 30th, I think.
The 30th.
Is that right?
I know.
So
I have
that's
something to
basically
say.
it.
Happy Thanksgiving for everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's been a great year, hasn't it?
It's almost an end.
Entertaining.
We
got a
can go
lot
outside,
accomplished.
we don't have to wear masks.
Yeah, better than last, I guess.
Hey, we had a beautiful week last week. Today
We
was
had a beautiful
little-
week last week. Today was, it was
there was one car
fun
meeting
getting
in.
when are you gonna pick up my leave stuff? It was fun. But I did get an email that said that someone's really happy because we got the leaves that they were upset about, so that's good. Or that they were questioning, I shouldn't say upset. If anybody contacts you about, when are you gonna get the leaves, we're still working towards it. So the snow's gotta stop and it's gotta melt, hopefully.
Supposed to snow tomorrow.
Right, so it's a challenge this time of year, and
Yeah.
historically, by the middle of November, we were done, like 10 or 20 years ago, we would have been done with leaf collection because they would have all been on the ground.
My
But it
leaves are
seems
all
as if
mulched
the
in my
leaves are staying
backyard.
on the trees longer than they used to.
So the leaves can't be picked up if there's snow on them?
Yeah.
Leaves can be picked up if there's snow on them, leaves can't be picked up if it rains and then it freezes and they turn into a big
Or if
ice.
there's big sticks in them and limbs and
Oh,
stuff
Yeah.
like that, they can't be picked
Yeah,
up.
so it's gonna, hopefully it stays above freezing and it melts a little bit off. Although it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. Sounds like Friday it's supposed to get
Another
bitterly
option
cold.
is they can take the leaves to the dump.
Dump. Yep, and they can do that any day.
You can,
Yes.
to
still
some
have-
extent, you
we
can
still
do
have
that, but
yard
if they're
waste.
frozen on the curb, that makes it even more difficult.
It's
Their
difficult.
yard
but
waste pickup one more time or something, I think, too?
What?
Is yard waste, we got one more yard waste, I thought?
Yeah, I'd have to look at I don't know when the last is.
And I know sometimes we hire out to John's because they come through and scoop up a lot of leaves for us.
They've been helping us.
They did Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week.
They've been helping us
Yeah.
with some of the pushing.
My
Mine too.
subdivision today.
Our old
Yard
neighborhood
So
got it.
we've
yeah.
been, I mean, we've been diligently trying,
last-
DPW's been diligently trying to get everything picked up because they knew the snow was coming, but then they also had to reduce the number of trucks because the trucks had to be switched over to plowing operations, right?
Yep.
So that's a challenge, but we're gonna continue to do that, so, and, please be patient with that.
I blame the lack of wind we had for a week and a half.
We had some wind actually, I think it helped.
No wind,
No, we had some serious wind.
but there was a
Yeah,
week
we
and a half,
did.
we had no wind. It was calm
that's
as
true.
ever.
No, that one big windstorm took care of my tree, so.
Yeah.
that was-
Okay, with that being
Yeah,
said, if there are no
exactly.
other future agenda items.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
By Alderperson Akers.
And I'll second.
At 7:50, second by